Never felt that, come on, yeah. Never felt that, come on, yeah. When I never felt that, come on, yeah. You gotta get up.
Number one, the agriculture revolution. That wasn't actually me. More land to farmland, newer crops, closed field system, which basically means you take all of these small farms, you put them into one large farm. You're going to get larger yields, but the small farmers will be either kicked off their farms or forced to work for laborers now on the large farm. But we need fewer farmers. What happens when you get more food? You get more people. And those people, by the way, will be used as factory workers. But you need capital or money. Where did that money come from? The commercial revolution. If you'll remember back to mercantilism, Great Britain had a good balance of trade, a profitable balance of trade, a positive balance of trade. And so these people involved in the colonial system had large amounts of money to invest in the factory system. They had many of their own natural resources. The biggies are going to be coal and iron. But they also have access to the resources of their colonies. Places like Sheffield, Leeds, in Wales, known for their coal mines. Markets. What else? Over and over again, what do colonies give us? Raw materials and markets. Now, we have a place to sell our stuff. Cottage industry, so we're going to switch cottage, home, where people were doing piecemeal or making small parts or different steps in the process, and it would go from one house to the other house. For instance, maybe one household makes thread, and then the next household will spin that into cloth, and so forth. That's gone when we get the flying shuttle. Now we're able to mass produce fabrics, and the fabrics can then be put on the looms, and then using steam power, we have created the factory system. Coal is up, pig iron up. So England is definitely leading the way, and they're doing it with children. Here they are, either pushing or pulling the coal out of the factories. (49 to 1,500 miles. That's a big step. 15,000 miles. Yeah, and that's enough of the sound effects. Here you can see the major difference in travel times from wagon to railroad. So now we have a bell system, surprisingly like the one you use. The bell rings, you need to be there on time. 12 to 14 hour day, very dangerous conditions, and mind-numbing monotony. You are doing the same thing over and over and over. Spread of industrialization, we have determined that will start in England. From there, it'll go through Belgium, France, Germany, and the United States. Steamships are going to be a huge advantage over sail ships. The haves thrived on the luxuries of the Industrial Revolution as opposed to the have-nots. 19th century bourgeoisie, nouveau riche. Capital and labor, obviously English if you take a look at the spelling of labor. The have-nots, the poor, the overworked, and the destitute did not get off near as well. So we have need a concentration of laborers, so cities are going to grow, and the areas that these laborers are going to live in are not necessarily going to be the best. I think that's a puppy floating in the river right there, isn't it? There were some, and still today, if you don't get your work done at the factory, there is homework. You have a certain quota to meet, and you must meet your quota. Dickensian. I'm hoping that you know Charles Dickerson. Maybe you've heard of Oliver Twist. Please, sir, may I have some more? In response to that, people like Robert Owen came up with a socialist concept, a utopia, which, by the way, you should be able to tell me who wrote the book and coined the term utopia. People would operate and own the means of production as a society, not as an individual, and these would be used to benefit all society, not just particular individuals.